let's get right to it, folks. It is Friday, and that's right, the migration is live, and as a matter of fact, it went live yesterday. I have already successfully migrated my tokens, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you about my experience doing it and also what we could be looking forward to in this upcoming weekend for Volt. Let's get into this. Now, before we begin, guys, please do me a favor and smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell for me, please, and thank you. So here we go, guys. First things first, the main migration will last 2 days, and on the 13th of May, aka tomorrow, V3 trading is going live on Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and Polygon. And guess what? Here's the catch. The best part, you can still be able to migrate those tokens long after V3 launches. If the gas fees are not looking best for you right now to migrate tokens, you can wait it out until things kind of fit what you're looking for to go and make that transaction. And as a matter of fact, it's pretty smooth. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people that are very OCD with those kind of things because I'm very paranoid on making the wrong mistake. There's various ways of how you can do the migration. Voltoshi left the Medium article. If you're like me, I learned better through watching people and doing it myself. Pablo Crow released a video yesterday, a full step-by-step tutorial on how he was able to go and migrate the tokens. So it's up smooth as a whistle. You know, it definitely went through immediately. Once the migration is done, you don't see the value of how much those tokens are because the V3 contract hasn't launched yet. Keep in mind the GUI. Okay, that's something to look out for. That caught me off guard too. So, you know, the GUI, I had to pay 50 bucks. ETH is getting crazy. I don't know what Vitalik doing with these fees, but he got to do something about it. Aside from that, though, it did go through smooth. So what it is that you go onto the Medium, and this is how I did it too, guys. Step by step, I went onto the Medium Volt official Twitter page because, like I said, I play it extremely safe. Clicking on the wrong thing and connecting your wallet to the wrong. You don't want to do that, guys. Okay. And just like that, you just follow the step by step. You know, you input the token, which would be Volt Inu. You approve it. The approve costs about a few dollars, $3-4. And this is with these current GUI. The GUI was around this price too when I did that, like in the late 70s actually. And then right after you approve it, it takes about 30 seconds to spin, sometimes longer depending on what you're using in your network connection. Right after that, the button right beside it, migrate. Punch that button in, let it do its thing. That's it. It's gonna ask you for the gas fees, and it's done. Just like that. It's right there, and you can even check the Etherscan afterwards to see what happened with those tokens, and it should say on the recent transaction, migrate tokens. So you know exactly what happened with those tokens. And like I said, the V3 launch is tomorrow. Now, I was around when we were going from V1 to V2, and that was such an exciting time. And if we can just go back a little bit to see in history what that was like for Volt. So here we are, guys. April the 17th was the beginning of the V2 contract, and right over here I'd say about by April 23rd, so roughly a week after the new contract launched, it took off. Now keep in mind, when the V2 went out, we were down here around 6 zeros and a 5, give or take, it looks like. And even from there, just off that initial launch on that day, it went up almost double in price, consolidated for a bit, and then by the next day, it went up even higher. People started taking a little bit of their profits. Little did they know, they thought 2-3 days after migration, the hype is gone. That's what they thought. But then look what happened later on that exact same week. Starting right over here at this candle on the 23rd. So now we're talking just 6 days after the V2 migration. That's when it pulled that crazy run for all-time high, and your boy was a part of the ride, baby. I played that thing smart. You see, I could have taken profits up here because I was holding since V1, but I played it smart. I said, you know what, I know this thing got more juice left in it. It's too much hype behind it. And sure enough, it took a couple days. I had to hold my breath a couple days, but man, when this ran, oh yeah, that was nice. That was nice. And the funny part is that other people I knew started getting in once we were pulling back from this high over here. You know what I'm saying? So make a good plan, guys. Have a good strategy in mind for whatever levels you guys feel comfortable with shaving some profits off at the top, especially considering the various amount of exchanges that we have. The volume is going to be picking up exponentially because for those that don't know, 0% tax means that anybody and everybody can be trading Vault now. And on top of that, centralized exchanges don't have to worry about getting in touch with Vaultoshi to specifically get whitelisted, meaning that easier access for not just the holders, but for the institutions as well. So looking at all of that combined, we should be looking at a very solid run. Vaultoshi lately, if you haven't been following, keeping up to date on Twitter, has been talking a lot about 1 billion market cap. So it appears that the narrative has now shifted only from just looking at breaking all-time high to it is going straight up to that billion and beyond. And if you ask me my personal opinion, and obviously I'm not always right, but I'm just giving it off of my own little 2 cents of what I think could happen based off what I saw in the past, I wouldn't be surprised if this breaks past a billion on this initial, when we see this initial run again on the launch. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this go straight past a billion, maybe even to 3 to 5 billion, maybe even higher. It's hard to kind of speculate because looking at the market looks like a crap show right now. Who knows what's been going on behind the scenes? I'm sure my macroeconomic fellas out there could explain that a lot better than I could. But looking at it right now, BTC in that 26 range, but ETH at least still sitting in that 17 to 18s. You know, it's not too bad, but man, BTC got to pick that back up. Maybe it's the last pullback before the big takeoff, especially after they saw the success of other meme coins like Pepe and how much money flowed into just one project, despite the overall market cap being in the early 1 trillions range, which is still 30% of what we saw in 2021. But regardless, we shall see how this plays out. So as of right now, we're in a very unique sector in the overall space, especially in DeFi. At this point, just keep your seatbelts fastened and let's see where this goes. And don't be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised if the big moonshot is not on the exact day of migration. As you can see here, this one took about 6 days to get the real big pump in. And even before those 6 days, it was still on a steady upwards climb from the launch, which those that were in from the very beginning of the new contract launch were already significantly up, even just sitting in these consolidation levels before they even got to the big pump to all-time high. And keep in mind, at all-time high, once again, another $1 million burn, making that $2 million in total being burnt with 0 taxes, with everybody and their mother coming in. And we still do for 3 top 10 centralized exchanges. So do what you want with that information, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jazz West. Like always, I'm going to catch each and every one of you guys at the top.